Okay, continuing the dinner of Tisha B'Av. So we're up to the morning davening. So it's very interesting. There's another machlekes in halacha if you say mizmor l'saida on Tisha B'Av or not. Because again, there's the structure of the Beis Hamikdash. So, but the pearl, the minute gives that you do say mizmor l'saida. So we said in the morning, you don't make a bracha on your tzitzis. You don't kiss your tzitzis by Baruch Shamar or Shemona Esrei or B'Shema. After Shemona Esrei, there's Torah reading 3 aliyahs with a haftarah. It's called the Yosef Hasifim. Then you bring the Sefer Torah back. You say kinnis. Ideally, kinnis should be said until approximately 1 o'clock or close to 1 o'clock. Then you say Ashrei Uvalatzion, but you leave out the pasuk Vanizeis Berisi. And then you say Aleinu, and then our custom is in the morning, after Kinnis, after Ashrei Uvalatzion and Aleinu, we sit down privately and we read again the book of Eicha. Okay, that's and that halacha says really should be going on until approximately midday. After midday, we learned you're allowed to learn those things that you learn on a regular basis. You're allowed to sit on a regular chair. All the other dinim of Tisha B'Av basically apply until nightfall. Now, when it comes to mincha, so what do you do for mincha?
Like we do every year.
No, you come, you put on tefillin, okay? Rashi's phone. You say the 3 chapters of Shema, the whole Shema from Hashem to Emes, from Shema to Emes. Then with the tefillin on, and then you finish Shachris. You say the Yom, a Yom Beisakud. You start because there's no Tachnun. Ein Kalokeinu, Aleinu you don't say because you said it already by the first minyan. And then you say the Yom Tilim, as you know we would on a regular day, and then you say Korbanis for Mincha, and then you daven Mincha in Rashi's tefillin. That's our custom. You daven Rashi. You daven Rashi in Mincha in Rashi's tefillin. Now you have to make sure that you finish Mincha before Shkia, because you have to put it on Rabbeinu Tam's tefillin after Mincha, and you need to put it on Rabbeinu Tam's tefillin before Shkia also. Then when you put on Rabbeinu Tam's, you do it in Rabbeinu Tam's, but you do it in a normal day. You say the 3 parshas of Shema, Kaddish Li Kol B'char, and that what?
You missed something.
What?
The towels.
I said we put on towel. I said yesterday. You put on towels and tefillin. We said Rashi's tefillin, no? Okay, so you put on towels and tefillin. You finish up Shachris. You daven Mincha in Rashi's tefillin, because other poskim have a minig. That other chassidim have a minig, they daven mincha Rabbeinu Tam's tefillin. Our minig is we daven tefillin, a mincha in Rashi's tefillin. In fact, it's interesting, a guy called me the other day, and he said he's davening by a minyan, that they're going to finish mincha after Shkia. Who knows? So then, he won't be able to put on Rabbeinu Tam's tefillin before Shkia. So I told him, what my understanding was, that he should daven mincha Rabbeinu Tam's tefillin, because otherwise you'll put it on too late. Then you have, after Mincha, whatever it is, the break, and then you daven Ma'ariv. Okay, Ma'ariv, the regular, after Tisha B'Av Ma'ariv. Regular Ma'ariv.
So why don't we start Mincha a few minutes earlier, so we don't have that problem?
We do. We start Mincha plenty of time.
What time?
Mincha is going to be at 7 o'clock. I mean, that Mincha is going to be 7 o'clock. You come back 7 o'clock to put on Taos and Tefillin. And get ready to finish Shachris. But people come 6:30, whatever, so they wait. If we come back to 7 o'clock, you have over an hour to do it. There's plenty of time. Now, Tisha B'Av Mincha, when you say this, there's also Torah reading, like we said, a regular fast day. There's no Avinu Malkeinu because you don't say Tachnun on Tisha B'Av, so there's no Avinu Malkeinu. But in the Shemona Esrei, whether you're fasting or not, you say the tefillah of Nachem. In the Bracha Beinu Yerushalayim, you say the tefillah of Nachem. And then we also say Aneinu. But Aneinu you only say if you're fasting. So the Chazan says Aneinu earlier in the Bracha of right after Re'enu V'Aneinu, right before the Fa'enu. But the person says in the middle of Beinu Yerushalayim, and they say Anenu in the middle of Shema Kaleinu. Okay? After Mincha, you put on Beinu Tam's tefillin, and make sure you do that all before Shkia. Now, Mitzvah Tisha B'Av Yadav and Ma'ariv, then you're also supposed to do Kiddush Levana, Mitzvah Tisha B'Av. Even if there was a Levana earlier, custom is you don't do Kiddush Levana until Mitzvah Tisha B'Av. Ideally, after you daven Ma'ariv, before you do Kiddush Levana, it says you should rewash Negel Vaser without a bracha, and you should rinse your mouth and change your shoes into, back to normal leather shoes. But again, in a shul that's very unrealistic, so the minhag is right after Ma'ariv, you do Kiddush Levana. Now, when you want to go home to eat, Mitzvah Tisha B'Av, we learned already that because you didn't make Havdalah Saturday night because it was Tisha B'Av, so before you break your fast, you have to break your fast on making Havdalah. The Havdalah is Hine Kel Yeshua, see that paragraph. Basically a regular Saturday night Ma'ariv, but there's no candle, no psalmim. The candle we did Saturday night, psalmim there isn't any, because we only do psalmim Saturday night. What?
We don't do Nachem.
No, just Tzfaydim do, by the way. Tzfaydim even do it by Ma'ariv, I believe, but Ashkenazim only do it at Mincha. Okay. Now, Mitzvah Tisha B'Av, we still have the laws of the 9 days until Monday, 1 o'clock. Whatever you're not allowed to do in the 9 days, you're not allowed to do Monday until 1 o'clock. Till Chatzeis, yeah. Now, which means you're not allowed to eat meat. Mitzvah Tisha B'Av. You're not allowed to eat meat until 1 o'clock on Monday. Laundry, everything like that, music, swimming, all that have to wait until 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. Then the 9 days are over, you're back to music and swimming and showering regular, and everything's back to normal. Now, Halachos says, what happens? I had a bunch of phone calls already this year about that. People are leaving early Monday morning out of town. Or they're leaving Sunday night. After the fast, they're leaving. Now, what do they do with laundry? Do they have to take a suitcase of dirty clothing and go to the city they're doing and do laundry there? It's not very practical. So Halachos says, even though you really are not allowed to do laundry until 1 o'clock Monday afternoon, but if in time of great need, if somebody's traveling out of town, so then you're allowed to do laundry even Sunday night. You're already allowed to do laundry, and then obviously Monday morning too, even though it's preferred not to do any laundry or anything until 1 o'clock. But that's it. No music, no, everything else stays the same like it is during the 9 days. What?
We also do Birchas Kohanim, right?
Birchas Kohanim, you don't do it Shachris, you do it at Mincha. It's basically in a base oval. You don't do Birchas Kohanim. In the morning you leave out Tiskabel. Okay, at night, right after Ma'ariv, you say Kaddish Tiskabel. Then you say Eicha with those few pages of Kinnis. Then you say Ba'ata Kodesh, leaving out the parts of Anizais Brisi. Okay, and then the Chazan says Kaddish, a complete Kaddish without Tiskabel. In other words, it's a Kaddish Yosef. But you don't say Tiskabel, but he says the full Kaddish. Shabbat, what should we call it? Tisha B'Av in the morning, after by Ashi Volotzion, you don't say Tiskabel. And you don't do Birchas Kohanim, either on Tisha B'Av morning. At Mincha, you do Birchas Kohanim. Because in Tisha B'Av morning, you don't say V'yosim l'cha sholem. Like in a mourner's house, you don't say, in the middle of Shiva, you don't say Birchas Kohanim, because you can't say V'yosim l'cha sholem. You should have peace when they're not at peace. They're in the middle of Shiva. So Tisha B'Av is like the Shiva of everybody. And that's the general dinim. Tisha B'Av in the afternoon, after Chatzeis, you put back the Pareches and the Orden Kodesh. And that's basically it. Okay. Machat is a